Tiara, have you ever had to pivot like that quickly in something that you've done? How does that affect you mentally?
Listen, so and I want to stay on track, but I can liken this moment to just a couple years ago. We had a strike here, a writers and actors strike. And listen, after we were nearly down for about a year, and I've said before, I think on this very platform, that at some point I was out trying to like DoorDash, like trying to like prepare myself for whatever was coming. And I think maybe on DoorDash, like I think I had sat for like maybe 4 hours and I think I made like $10. And I remember just like crying, like, oh my God, what am I gonna do now? Before this, I had just had we were working on getting a screenplay made. Universal had signed the deal. It was a whole thing, right? They had brought in Mario Van Peebles to be the director, and then the strike hit and nothing happened, right? And so, I can just imagine for TSA workers. Like my heart is with them just having to pivot. And I remember, and I'll just say this, like after maybe 3 or 4 weeks, I was like, I just don't know what's gonna happen. I don't know what I'm gonna do. I ended up having to call a crisis hotline. Like one night, I was just filled with so much anxiety that I just couldn't go to sleep. And I just kept crying. And I was like, I just don't know what's happening. So I definitely have been in a situation where I've had to pivot. But I wanna just make sure because I really felt what this young man was saying in the video about like them having to like use credit cards and get loans and just kind of suffering through it. And Marlo just asked a question like, why are there casualties? Like why is the rest of DHS funded but TSA has to suffer? And I think that I heard when Donald Trump say when we were talking about the war in Iran, he was like, there's some people that's going to die, right? So it's not even about. It's like listen, we gotta to make a point. I gotta make some people suffer. I mean, I'm not gonna suffer, but some people are gonna suffer. So I'm just thinking about that, like processing that the American people will be the people that suffer. We are the ones that will pay the price for whatever bickering is happening at higher levels, and we'll be so confused and distracted. I know we've been talking about coming together and unifying, like we need to just stand together. But how can you stand together when your sisters can't even eat? Right? There's some people that they can't, it's hard to talk to somebody about mobilizing and doing some things when you hungry, right? Like I'm thinking about when I was calling the crisis hotline, like ain't no way Marlo could have called me like, Tierra, okay, we about to go out. I didn't go out and strike. I was like, man, I gotta figure out what I'm gonna do. Right.